Hey guys, it's me, Mario. Today we're going to continue Rashouk, the cave troll. Chapter 2, A Moment of Doubt. How you guys doing today? Hope you're feeling well and happy. Chapter 2, A Moment of Doubt. If it is, said Tom, for a cave troll, he's come very far out of his cave. The footsteps grew louder, and looking ahead, Tom saw a large creature charging towards them out of the trees. It had a shaggy brown fur and a long snout filled with misshapen yellow teeth. "A bear!" Elenna gasped, and the silver yelped furiously, showing his fangs. Tom held tightly to the reins as Storm tried to pull away. As the creature got closer, he could see the outline of its ribcage through the thin, matted fur, and strings of saliva dangling from its mouth. Excuse me. The bear was ravenous, and Tom and his friends were its prey. Tom gave Storm's reins to Elenna and drew his sword, preparing for battle. He could not let this creature come between him and his quest. "Stay back," he called to Elenna as he stepped into the path of the bear. It may not have been one of Marvel's beasts, but it was still twice as big as Tom, with cruel claws and jagged teeth that looked sharp enough to crunch through bone. Tom's hand tightened around his sword as the bear got closer. His palm was uncomfortably sweaty. "The golden gauntlets made me a great swordsman," he thought, "but I don't have them anymore." He shook his head as if trying to empty it of his worries. The bear was upon him now, and it let out a deafening roar, blasting a jet of rancid breath that drew Tom's hair back. What if I've become too reliant on magic? What if I've become too reliant on magic? Sweat trickled into Tom's eyes, and the sword hilt felt slippery in his grasp. What if I'm not good enough when I'm just me? The bear raised its mighty clawed paws, and Tom realized that his hesitation had cost him dearly. There was no time to defend himself. A gust of air bristled past Tom's ear, and he saw an arrow hit the bear's shoulder. The animal roared in pain before stamping a path back to the cover of the trees. Elenna appeared by Tom's side, her bow ready to fire another shot, but the bear had disappeared into the thicket. Tom dug his sword into the ground and leaned on the hilt before taking a deep, calming breath. "That bear was going to eat you alive," said Elenna, lowering her bow. "And you didn't even move." Tom turned, seeing her frowned, seeing her frowning at him with concern. I froze, he admitted. It wasn't I wasn't sure I could defeat the bear without my powers. Elenna looked at him in amazement. That's the silliest thing I've heard you say. You were brave long before you won those powers. I wish I could stop doubting myself, Tom said, turning away from her. This is my most important quest yet, and I'm not sure I can do it. Tom, Elenna screamed from behind him. He spun on his heel, sword raised. He had only one thought. The bear is back. A tree brand spun through the air, aiming straight for his head. Tom raised his sword and sliced through it. The two pieces fell to the ground. Tom lowered his blade and looked over at Elenna, who was rubbing earth and bark from her hands. Did you throw that? Tom asked in confusion. His friend smiled and nodded. You may have lost some of your powers, she said, but that doesn't mean you're suddenly a bad swordsman. Tom found himself smiling in return. You're right, he said. Seizing his sword, I can do this. Elenna headed back to Storm and swung herself into the stallion's saddle. No, she said, a twinkle in her eye. We can do this. Tom laughed as Elenna clicked her tongue, getting Storm going again. Silver followed eagerly, and Tom ran alongside them as they all headed around the copse of trees towards the dark peaks. Tom felt a swell of pride in his chest. Elenna was far more important to him than any power he could win or lose. He wouldn't trade her friendship for all the magic in Aventia. But there was a big difference between a flying branch and an evil beast. Tom knew big challenges awaited him. While there's blood in my veins, he muttered to himself, I'll meet them and defeat the beast. And that was chapter 2. A Moment of Doubt. Well, that was surely something. A little bit of doubt, a little bit of pride, a little bit of friendship building. Yeah. And a realization that teamwork is everything to a quest. So, have that be a lesson in the Dungeons and Dragons game. I guess Beast Quest is kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. Every single book is like a session of some kind, with 2 people and a dungeon master. But yeah, Beast Quest is kind of like D&D, which probably got me to reading it. But I have no idea. Maybe it's the fantasy and the beasts, the design and powers of the beasts, and a bunch of other stuff, probably. Well, I hope you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you guys are interested in more Beast Quest videos. Ugh, my hair's not doing it today. Oh well. See you guys on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday. Alright. Bye bye.